And we are live. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. How have you been? Welcome to Manonym ASMR. It's been a while, hasn't it? I'm just sitting here on mute, trying to decide what to do. Let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet, or too abrasive in any other way. The average watch time appears to be going up. It's not clear though. I would like to play a game, I think, but I also can't decide which game, and I'm feeling kind of sleepy. So, too sleepy to play games, perhaps. If I were to play a game, I think it should be Stardew Valley. I don't know, I can't convince myself that I'm in the mood for that game. Hey, we have a like. Wow. Thank you very much for the like. And thank you for tuning in. How have you been? Pardon me, I'm popping my knuckles. There we go. Oh, it's Leslie. Hello. Hi. What kind of ASMR triggers do you enjoy, Leslie? Should I brush my hair like this? Is that even audible? It's a tiny bit tangled, I suppose. Sorry about that. I just brushed the mic on accident. Some people enjoy that, though, whenever I do this. I think I enjoy that, too. You can hear the bristles of the brush. Maybe my hairbrushing would be more easily heard if I turned the music down or off. Music is that? Ah. We could read a book, we could play a game, we could sing songs or sing along. We could brush hair, we could knit, we could talk about everything and nothing. My voice sounded better an hour ago, I think. Squeaky chair. I have a squeaky chair. Hair is so tangled. Maybe I should turn the music down. I have a feeling my hair brushing is barely audible, if at all. Perhaps we'll start to read before too long. Oh my. My apologies. Like I said, squeaky chair. All I was trying to do was adjust to get closer to the mic. Make it easier to perform with the mic. Maybe get closer to it and brush it. Gently. Excuse me, that was not the chair. Does that count as mukbang if it was just a belch? I was clipping the mic somehow. A second concurrent viewer. Finally. But who could it be? In any case, thank you for tuning in. How have you been? Welcome to Manonym ASMR. At the moment we are listening to very chill music and brushing my hair until it is dry. Perhaps soon we will possibly read a book. A real, physical, practical book. Or perhaps instead, we will play some kind of relaxing video game. We could even play my second favorite game of all time, The Witness. Or we could return to Stardew Valley. Continue with that. I do miss that game oftentimes. And I was saving it for these streams. Or we could sing. That was another possibility. We could sing solo or sing along to things. Although that may not necessarily be a ASMR type thing. Depending on the music, I suppose. Trigger requests, song requests, book requests, game requests. I should switch to streaming on Twitch for these ASMR streams. ASMR seems to be a somewhat popular category on Twitch. Not so sure about YouTube. At least when it comes to live streams, I'm not so sure. Oh, a third excuse me. I meant to say a third concurrent viewer. Could it be? Could it really be? That would be neat. You should read something. Ah, thank you, Leslie. Constructive feedback. I like it. You are correct. Would you like to hear a few choices, or should I just choose something and begin reading? We could find today's Wikipedia article of the day for starters. That's not what I had in mind. Like I said, physical books, but I do wonder occasionally what the article of the day is. English Wikipedia. Today's featured article. James A. Garfield. James Abram Garfield, born November 19th, 1831, deceased September 19th, 1881, served as the 20th President of the United States from March 4th, 1881, until his assassination 5 months into his term of office. Oh, we have a second like. Thank you. Thank you for the second like. He was a lawyer and Civil War military officer who served 9 terms in the House of Representatives and is the only sitting member of the House to be elected president. Just before his candidacy for the White House, he was elected to a Senate seat, which he declined as president-elect. Garfield was born into poverty in a log cabin and grew up in Northeast Ohio. After graduating from Williams College, he studied law and became an attorney. He was elected as a Republican member of the Ohio State Senate in 1859, serving until 1861. He opposed Confederate secession, was a major general in the Union Army during the American Civil War, and fought in the battles of Middle Creek, Shiloh, and Chickamauga. Chickamauga, my bad. Garfield was elected to Congress in 1862 to represent Ohio's 19th district. Throughout his congressional service, he firmly supported the gold standard and gained a reputation as a skilled orator. He initially agreed with radical Republican views on Reconstruction, but later favored a moderate approach to civil rights enforcement for freed men. Garfield's aptitude for mathematics extended to a notable proof of the Pythagorean theorem, which he published in 1876. I did not know that. At the 1880 Republican National Convention, delegates chose Garfield, who had not sought the White House, as a compromise presidential nominee on the 36th ballot. In the 1880 presidential election, he conducted a low-key front porch campaign and narrowly defeated Democratic nominee Winfield Scott Hancock. Garfield's accomplishments as president included his resurgence of presidential authority against senatorial courtesy in executive appointments, a purge of corruption in the post office, and his appointment of a Supreme Court justice. Corruption in the post office? How does that even work? Conspiring to deliver our packages even later? Curious. Excuse me. A member of the intra-party half-breed faction, he used the powers of the presidency to defy the powerful, stalwart New York Senator Roscoe Conkling by appointing Blaine faction leader William H. Robertson to the lucrative post of collector of the Port of New York, triggering a fracas. Fracas? Man, I have not seen that word in a while. Triggering a fracas that resulted in Robertson's confirmation in addition to the resignations of Conkling and Thomas C. Platt from the Senate. Garfield advocated agricultural technology, an educated electorate, and civil rights for African Americans. He also proposed substantial civil service reforms, which were passed by Congress in 1883 as the Pendleton Civil Service Reform Act, and was signed into law by his successor, Chester A. Arthur. On July 2, 1881, Charles J. Guiteau, a disappointed and delusional office seeker, shot Garfield at the Baltimore and Potomac Railroad Station in Washington. The wound was not immediately fatal. He died on September 19, 1881, from infections caused by his doctors. Interesting. Childhood and early life. James Abram Garfield was born the youngest of 5 children on November 19th, 1831, in a log cabin in Orange Township, now Moreland Hills, Ohio. Orange Township had been in the Western Reserve until 1800. Garfield's ancestor Edward Garfield immigrated from Hill Morton, Warwickshire, England, to Massachusetts around 1630. James's father Abram was born in Worcester, New York, and came to Ohio to woo his childhood sweetheart, Mehitabel Balu, only to find her married. He instead wed her sister, Eliza, who was born in New Hampshire. James was named for an earlier son who died in infancy. In early 1833, Abram and Eliza Garfield joined the Church of Christ, a decision that influenced their youngest son's life. Abram died later that year, and James was raised in poverty in a household led by his strong-willed mother. He was her favorite child, and the two remained close for the rest of his life. Eliza remarried in 1842, but soon left her second husband, Warren Belden, aka Alfred Belden, and a scandalous divorce was awarded in the year 1850. James took his mother's side, and when Belden died in 1880, noted it in his diary with satisfaction. Garfield enjoyed his mother's stories about his ancestry, especially his Welsh great-great-grandfathers and his ancestor who served as a knight of Caerphilly Castle. Caerphilly? I think it might be Caerphilly. Poor and fatherless, Garfield was mocked by his peers and became sensitive to slights throughout his life. He sought escape in voracious reading. He left home at age 16 in 1847 and was rejected for work on the only ship in port in Cleveland. Garfield instead found work on a canal boat, managing the mules that pulled it. This labor was used to good effect by Horatio Alger, who wrote Garfield's campaign biography in 1880. After 6 weeks, illness forced Garfield to return home, and during his recuperation, his mother and a local school official, mind you, secured his promise to forego canal work for a year of school. In 1848, he began at Geauga. Gosh, that's a weird looking word. In 1848, he began at Geauga Seminary in nearby Chester Township, Geauga County, Ohio. Garfield later said of his childhood, quote, "I lament that I was born to poverty, and in this chaos of childhood 17 years passed before I caught any inspiration. A precious 17 years when a boy with a father and some wealth might have become fixed in manly ways." End quote. Are we tired of reading this article yet, or shall I continue? I think I will continue for now. Education, marriage, and early career. Garfield attended Geauga Academy from 1848 to 1850 and learned academic subjects for which he had not previously had time. He excelled as a student and was especially interested in languages and elocution. he began to appreciate the power that a speaker had over an audience, writing that the speaker's platform, quote, creates some excitement. I love agitation and investigation and glory in defending unpopular truth against popular error. Giaga was coeducational, and Garfield was attracted to one of his classmates, Lucretia Rudolph, whom he later married. To support himself at Giaga, he worked as a carpenter's assistant and teacher. The need to go from town to town to find work as a teacher aggravated Garfield, and he developed a dislike of what he called place-seeking, which became, he said, quote, the law of my life, end quote. In later years, he astounded his friends by disregarding positions that could have been his with little politicking. Garfield had attended church more to please his mother than to worship God, but in his late teens he underwent a religious awakening. He attended many camp meetings, which led to his being born again on March 4th, 1850, when he was baptized into Christ by being submerged in the icy waters of the Chagrin River. After leaving Giaga, Garfield worked for a year at various jobs, including teaching. Finding that some New Englanders worked their way through college, Garfield determined to do the same, and sought a school that could prepare him for the entrance examinations. From 1851 to 1854, he attended the Western Reserve Eclectic Institute, later named Hiram College, in Hiram, Ohio, a school run by the disciples. While there, he was most interested in the study of Greek and Latin, but was inclined to learn about and discuss any new thing he encountered. Securing a position on entry as a janitor, he was hired to teach while still a student. Lucretia Rudolph also enrolled at the institute, and Garfield wooed her while teaching her Greek. He developed a regular preaching circuit at neighboring churches, in some cases earning a gold dollar per service. By 1854, Garfield had learned all the institute could teach him and was a full-time teacher. Garfield then enrolled at Williams College in Williamstown, Massachusetts, as a third-year student. He was given credit for 2 years' study at the institute after passing a cursory examination. Garfield was impressed with the college president, Mark Hopkins, who had responded warmly to Garfield's letter inquiring about admission. He said of Hopkins, quote, "The ideal college is Mark Hopkins." Take two. The ideal college is Mark Hopkins on one end of a log with a student on the other, end quote. Hopkins later said of Garfield in his student days, quote, "There was a large general capacity applicable to any subject. There was no pretense of genius or alternation of spasmodic effort, but a satisfactory accomplishment in all directions," end quote. After his first term, Garfield was hired to teach penmanship to the students of nearby Pownell, Vermont, a post previously held by Chester A. Arthur. Garfield graduated Phi Beta Kappa from Williams in August 1856, was named salutatorian, and gave an address at the commencement. His biographer, Ira Rutkow, writes that Garfield's years at Williams gave him the opportunity to know and respect those of different social backgrounds, and that despite his origin as an unsophisticated Westerner, he was liked and respected by socially conscious New Englanders. In short, Rutkow writes, Garfield had an extensive and positive first experience with the world outside the Western Reserve of Ohio. Oh, I keep hitting the mic. I'm so sorry. Upon his return to Ohio, the degree from a prestigious Eastern college made Garfield a man of distinction. He returned to Hiram to teach at the institute, and in 1857 was made its president. Though he did not see education as a field that would realize his full potential, the abolitionist atmosphere at Williams had enlightened him politically, and he began to consider politics as a career. He campaigned for Republican John C. Fremont in 1856. In 1858, he married Lucretia. They had 7 children, 5 of whom survived infancy. Soon after the wedding, he registered to read law at the office of attorney Albert Gallatin Riddle in Cleveland, though he did his studying in Hiram. He was admitted to the bar in 1861. Local Republican leaders invited Garfield to enter politics upon the death of Cyrus Prentice, the presumptive nominee for the local state Senate seat. He was nominated at the party convention on the 6th ballot and was elected, serving from 1860 to 1861. Garfield's major effort in the state Senate was an unsuccessful bill, providing for Ohio's first geological survey to measure its mineral resources. I suppose it's better to read something than nothing, so I'm going to continue reading this, I reckon, till someone suggests something else, or would like to hear the list of books on my shelf that I would like to read. Anyway, continuing on James A. Garfield's Wikipedia article, which is the Wikipedia article of the day, under the header Civil War. After Abraham Lincoln's election as president, several southern states announced their secession from the Union to form a new government, the Confederate States of America. Garfield read military texts while anxiously awaiting the war effort, which he regarded as a holy crusade against the slave power. In April 1861, the rebels bombarded Fort Sumter, one of the South's last federal outposts, beginning the Civil War. Although he had no military training, Garfield knew his place was in the Union Army. At Governor William Dennison's request, Garfield deferred his military ambitions to remain in the legislature, where he helped appropriate the funds to raise and equip Ohio's volunteer regiments. When the legislature adjourned, Garfield spent the spring and early summer on a speaking tour of northeastern Ohio, encouraging enlistment in the new regiments. Following a trip to Illinois to purchase muskets, Garfield returned to Ohio and, in August 1861, received a commission as colonel in the 42nd Ohio Infantry Regiment. The 42nd Ohio existed only on paper, so Garfield's first task was to fill its ranks. He did so quickly, recruiting many of his neighbors and former students. The regiment traveled to Camp Chase outside Columbus, Ohio, to complete training. In December, Garfield was ordered to bring the 42nd to Kentucky, where they joined the Army of the Ohio under Brigadier General Don Carlos Buell. Buell's command. Am I not reading softly enough or something? I thought I was doing a decent job. Buell's command. Buell quickly assigned Garfield the task of driving Confederate forces out of eastern Kentucky, giving him the 18th Brigade for the campaign, which, besides his own 42nd, included the 40th Ohio Infantry, 2 Kentucky Infantry regiments, and 2 cavalry units. They departed Catlettsburg, Kentucky in mid-December, advancing through the valley of the Big Sandy River. The march was uneventful until Union forces reached Paintsville, Kentucky on January 6, 1862, where Garfield's cavalry engaged the rebels at Jenny's Creek. Confederate troops under Brigadier General Humphrey Marshall held the town in numbers roughly equal to Garfield's own, but Garfield positioned his troops so as to deceive Marshall into believing the rebels were outnumbered. Marshall ordered his troops to withdraw to the forks of Middle Creek on the road to Virginia, and Garfield ordered his troops to take up the pursuit. They attacked the rebel positions on January 9, 1862, in the Battle of Middle Creek, the only pitched battle Garfield personally commanded. At the fighting's end, the Confederates withdrew from the field, and Garfield sent his troops to Prestonsburg to reprovision. In recognition of his success, Garfield was promoted to Brigadier General. After Marshall's retreat, Garfield's command was the sole remaining Union force in eastern Kentucky, and he announced that any men who had fought for the Confederacy would be granted amnesty if they returned to their homes and lived peaceably and remained loyal to the Union. The proclamation was surprisingly lenient, as Garfield now believed the war was a crusade for the eradication of slavery. Following a brief skirmish at Pound Gap, the last rebel units in the area were outflanked and retreated to Virginia. Garfield's promotion gave him command of the 20th Brigade of the Army of the Ohio, which was ordered in early 1862 to join Major General Ulysses S. Grant's forces as they advanced on Corinth, Mississippi. Before the 20th Brigade arrived, however, Confederate forces under General Albert Sidney Johnston surprised Grant's men in their camps, driving them back. Garfield's troops got word of the battle and advanced quickly, joining the rest of the army on the second day, to drive the Confederates back across the field and into retreat. The action, later known as the Battle of Shiloh, was the bloodiest of the war to date. Garfield was exposed to fire for much of the day, but emerged uninjured. Major General Henry W. Halleck, Grant's superior, took charge of the combined armies and advanced ponderously toward Corinth. When they arrived, the Confederates had fled. That summer, Garfield suffered from jaundice and significant weight loss. He was forced to return home, where his wife nursed him back to health. While he was home, Garfield's friends worked to gain him the Republican nomination for Congress, but he refused to campaign with the delegates. He returned to military duty that autumn and went to Washington to await his next assignment. During this period of idleness, a rumor of an extramarital affair caused friction in the Garfield's marriage, until Lucretia eventually chose to overlook it. Garfield repeatedly received tentative assignments that were quickly withdrawn to his frustration. In the meantime, he served on the court-martial of Fitz John Porter for his tardiness at the Second Battle of Bull Run. He was convinced of Porter's guilt and voted with his fellow generals to convict. The trial lasted almost 2 months, from November 1862 to January 1863, and by its end, Garfield had procured an assignment as Chief of Staff to Major General William S. Rosecrans. I think I'm tired of reading this particular article at this point. I don't know about you. I'm feeling slightly sleepy. Yawn. Squeaky chair. Squeaky chair, squeaky chair. So how was the reading? Was it satisfactory? Now I'm reading about the etymology of... Excuse me. It was interesting. It was. Now I'm reading about the etymology of the Rosencrantz surname. And that family tree. Rosencrantz, one line spelled Rosencrantz, is a Danish, Norwegian, and Swedish noble family. The family is known since the 14th century and belongs to the old nobility. It has played a prominent role in Denmark and Norway, its members having been estate owners as well as high officials. The surname appears in William Shakespeare's tragedy, The Tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. See Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Yes, quite. Huh. Squeaky chair. Excuse me, I was blowing my nose. Oh, goodness. Oh, I can't believe I'm this sleepy. I know, though, that if I was to lay down in bed right now, I would be unable to fall asleep. So I don't think I will leave to sleep just yet. I will not. I will be here. I will stay. I will read. I will do something, yes. Wait, I just saw the Dalai Lama. Where was that? Oh, here it is. Alright, this sounds interesting. Jean Sibelius, born Johann Julius Christian Sibelius, born on the 8th of December 1865, deceased 20th of September 1957, was a Finnish composer of the late Romantic and early modern periods. He is widely recognized as his country's greatest composer, and his music is often credited with having helped Finland develop a national identity during its struggle for independence from Russia. The core of his oeuvre is his set of 7 symphonies, which, like his other major works, are regularly performed and recorded in Finland and very many other countries. His other best-known compositions are Finlandia, the Karelia Suite, Volstrist, the Violin Concerto, the Choral Symphony Kullervo, the Swan of Tuonela, from the Lemminkäinen Suite. Other well-known works by Sibelius include pieces inspired by nature, Nordic mythology, and the Finnish national epic, the Kalevala, over 100 songs for voice and piano, incidental music for numerous plays, the opera Jungfrun i Tornet, The Maiden in the Tower, chamber music, piano music, Masonic ritual music, what? And 21 publications of choral music. That's a little disconcerting, the Masonic ritual part. Sibelius composed prolifically until the mid-1920s. Oh, in his photograph on his Wikipedia page, he's even doing the Freemasonic, one of the Freemasonic hand gestures. That's interesting. Anyways, Sibelius composed prolifically until the mid-1920s, but after completing his 7th symphony, the incidental music for The Tempest and the tone poem Tapiola, he stopped producing major works in his last 30 years. A stunning and perplexing decline commonly referred to as the silence of Järvenpää, the location of his home. Although he is reputed to have stopped composing, he attempted to continue writing, including abortive efforts on an 8th symphony. In later life, he wrote Masonic music and re-edited some earlier works, while retaining an active but not always favorable interest in new developments in music. The Finnish 100-mark note featured his image until 2002, when the euro was adopted. Since 2011, Finland has celebrated a flag-flying day on the 8th of December, Sibelius' birthday, also known as the Day of Finnish Music. In 2015, in celebration of the 150th anniversary of the composer's birth, a number of special concerts and events were held, especially in Helsinki, the Finnish capital. Masonic music has been defined as music used in connection with the ritual and social functions of Freemasonry. Two major types of music used in Masonic lodges are lodge songs, played to keyboard accompaniment before or after meetings, or during meals, and music written to accompany specific Masonic ceremonies and events. Because the number 3 and the letter B are of particular significance to Freemasonry, music written in the keys of C minor or E flat major, which both involve 3 flats, whose symbol B resembles a lowercase letter b, in their key signatures has been considered especially appropriate for Masonic ceremonial music. The music written for Masonic use by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is among the best known of its kind. It includes the Mararisch Trauermusik, or Masonic funeral music, and a number of songs and cantatas. Mozart's opera The Magic Flute and his incidental music to Thamos, King of Egypt, also have Masonic connections. Lodges sometimes used the music of other composers for their proceedings, with or without permission, often adding different words. For example, in 1810, Ludwig van Beethoven, who is not documented as a Mason, wrote to his friend, the Dr. Franz Wegler, quote, "I was told you were singing a song of mine in the Masonic Lodge. Send it to me. I am going to replace it, and you won't be sorry." Wegler himself published 2 Masonic texts suggesting melodies of Beethoven, the Opferlied Op. 126 and the song Der frie Mann, Op. 117, which could be used for them. Music especially composed for Masonic rituals began to be published in the 18th century, including music by George Benda, Ignaz Pleyel, François-André Danican-Philidor, Johann Gottlieb Naumann, and Christian Gottlieb Neef. Anthems and other works for use in Masonic lodges were written by, amongst others, in the 18th century, William Boyce, in the 19th century, Albert Lortzing, and in the 20th century, Jean Sibelius. French composer André Gadalge wrote the anthem for the International Order. French composer André Gadalge wrote the anthem for the International Order of Freemasonry, Le Droit Humain, with lyrics by his wife Amélie André Gadalge, who was initiated at Lodge Number 1 of Le Droit Humain in 1907. Japanese composer Kento Masuda wrote the theme of The Great Architect of the Universe in 2021. End of article. What did you think of that one? Or of my reading of it? Now I'm looking at the included photograph of the first page of Mozart's manuscript for Masonic funeral music, KV 479, Staatsbibliothek zu Berlin. Indeed, there are 3 flats in the treble clef key signature, but this is a ensemble score. It's a little bit hard to read. It's probably not in English either, for that matter. Vroom today. What? What does that mean? Also, hello, Ryan Evans. Thank you for tuning in. How have you been? Oh, we have another viewer. It would seem. Music semiology or semiotics. The study of signs as they pertain to music on a variety of levels. Following Roman Jacobson, Kofi Agawu adopts the ideal of musical semiosis being introversive or extroversive, that is, musical signs within a text and without. Topics or various musical conventions such as horn calls, dance forms, and styles have been treated suggestively by Agawu, among others. The notion of gesture is beginning to play a large role in musico-semiotic inquiry. There are strong arguments that music inhabits a semiological realm which, on both ontogenetic and phylogenetic levels, has developmental priority over verbal language. Writers on music semiology include Kofi Agawu, on topical theory, Schenkerian analysis, Robert S. Hatton on topic, gesture, and Raymond Monell on topic, musical meaning, Jean-Jacques Nathiez on introversive taxonomic analysis and ethnomusicological applications, Anthony Newcomb on narrativity, Thomas Tirino applying the semiotics of Charles Sanders Peirce, and Eero Tarasti, generally considered the founder of musical semiotics. Excuse me. Roland Barthes, himself a semiotician and skilled amateur pianist, wrote about music in some of the essays collected in Image Music Text and The Responsibility of Forms, as well as in the essay Eiffel Tower, though he did not consider music to be a semiotic system. Signs, meanings in music, happen essentially through the connotations of sounds, and through the social construction, appropriation, and amplification of certain meanings associated with these connotations. The work of Philip Tagg, 10 Little Tunes, Fernando the Flute, Music's Meanings, provides one of the most complete and systematic analyses of the relation between musical structures and connotations in Western and especially popular television and film music. The work of Leonard B. Meyer in Style and Music theorizes the relationship between ideologies and musical structures and the phenomena of style change and focuses on Romanticism as a case study. Fred Lerdahl and Ray Jackendorf analyze how music is structured like a language with its own semiotics and syntax. Very interesting. You know, it makes me think of Shovel Knight, the video game. The main theme of Shovel Knight is those 3 notes. Let me pause this music. The main theme of Shovel Knight is like ba 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 ba, and I forget. I think it might have been 8-bit music theory, but that's sort of written down on sheet music and just in general outlines the shape of the action of digging with a shovel. So like the first note, bop, is like the shoulder. And then the bum is like the motion into the ground. And then the third note, da, is like lifting the shovel back up above the shoulder and throwing the dirt behind you. Bum, bum, bum. So, yeah, I think that was 8-Bit Music Theory that talked about that. So that's what Wikipedia's article on musical semiology makes me think of. Semiotics, also called semiotic studies, is the study of sign processes, or semiosis, which are any activity, conduct, or process that involves signs, where a sign is defined as anything that communicates something, usually called a meaning, to the sign's interpreter. The meaning can be intentional, such as a word uttered with a specific meaning, or unintentional, such as a symptom being a sign of a particular medical condition. Signs can also communicate feelings, which are usually not considered meanings, and may communicate internally through thought itself, or through any of the senses, such as visual, auditory, tactile, olfactory, or gustatory, which is taste. The semiotic tradition explores the study of signs and symbols as a significant part of communications. Unlike linguistics, semiotics also studies non-linguistic sign systems. Semiotics includes the study of signs and sign processes, indication, designation, likeness, analogy, allegory, metonymy, metaphor, symbolism, signification, and communication. Semiotics is frequently seen as having important anthropological and sociological dimensions. For example, the Italian semiotician and novelist Umberto Eco proposed that every cultural phenomenon may be studied as communication. Some semioticians focus on the logical dimensions of the science, however. They examine areas belonging also to the life sciences, such as how organisms make predictions about, adapt to their semiotic niche in the world. See semiosis. Fundamental semiotic theories take signs or sign systems as their object of study. Applied semiotics analyzes cultures and cultural artifacts according to the ways they construct meaning through their being signs. The communication of information in living organisms is covered in biosemiotics, including zoosemiotics and phytosemiotics. Semiotics is not to be confused with the Saussurian tradition called semiology, which is a subset of semiotics. Oh, this is complicated. Okay. Well, let's look up something semi-related to semiotics called information theory and see what the article on that says. Information theory is the scientific study of the quantification, storage, and communication of digital information. The field was fundamentally established by the works of Harry Nyquist and Ralph Hartley in the 1920s and Claude Shannon in the 1940s. The field is at the intersection of probability theory, statistics, computer science, statistical mechanics, information engineering, and electrical engineering. A key measure in information theory is entropy. Entropy quantifies the amount of uncertainty involved in the value of a random variable, or the outcome of a random process. For example, identifying the outcome of a fair coin flip with two equally likely outcomes provides less information, or lower entropy, than specifying the outcome from a roll of dice with 6 equally likely outcomes. Some other important measures in information theory are mutual information, channel capacity, error exponents, and relative entropy. Important subfields of information theory include source coding, algorithmic complexity theory, algorithmic information theory, and information theoretic security. Applications of fundamental topics of information theory include source coding / data compression, e.g. for zip files, and channel coding / error detection and correction, e.g. for DSL, meaning the Internet Service, digital subscriber line. Its impact has been crucial to the success of the Voyager missions to deep space, the invention of the compact disc, the feasibility of mobile phones, and the development of the Internet. The theory has also found applications in other areas, including statistical inference, cryptography, neurobiology, perception, linguistics, the evolution and function of molecular codes, otherwise known as bioinformatics, thermal physics, molecular dynamics, quantum computing, black holes, information retrieval, intelligence gathering, plagiarism detection, pattern recognition, anomaly detection, and even art creation. I forgot to start the music back up. Oh, squeaky chair. Squeaky chair. Guacamole Bowl! Hola, ¿cómo estás, mi amiga? Long time no see, indeed. I wish I could say long time no squeak, but here we are. I might need to find myself a new chair someday. Mucho bien, gracias, de nada. Hey, knock on wood, but so far there's been nothing in this stream that could dox me. Unless you decide to say something. No, I'm just kidding. So, in other words, I won't have to private or delete this stream. Yay! Maybe I shouldn't have even said that. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. Burp. OMG, can you speak more Spanish? Yo hablo un poco español, pero yo mucho prefiero inglés porque mi español es muy malo. Lo siento. Para español primo uno, para inglés primo dos, blah 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 blah. That's a majority of the Spanish that I know.
Gosh, so gassy. I know, right?
I am full of it! No, es muy bueno, don't worry. That's probably not at all what Leslie sounds like. I was way off. Well, I was feeling like going to bed, but all of a sudden I feel really hyper and wired and ready to take on the world. Let's play a game. Or, I don't know. That was a lot of reading. Did we read for like an hour? It feels like we did. A lot of it was very intense, or boring, or depressing, or all of the above. What would we even play, though? Stardew Valley? I wish I could show you my game collection. If I did, I would have to be very careful with how I did it. Or just read some game names instead. To keep it simple. Right, so one option is Stardew Valley. I did consider us playing The Witness, which is my second favorite game of all time, and which Guacamole Bowl and I watched a half an hour long YouTube video about a few streams ago. So that might be a fun experience. I would have to be very careful if I played The Witness, though, because I don't know if I want to spoil it for anyone who's watching. I would have to just play it normally for a while and choose whenever we did the big spoiler. If you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean, Guacamole Bowl? Do you remember? The Witness, The Witness, The Witness. It's my second favorite video game. What else could we play? Sudoku? Who doesn't love that? Sounds kind of boring right now. Have you ever played any visual novel games? Does Persona 4 and 5 count? If so, yes. I can't really think of any other ones. Yeah, I know what you mean. God, I love that game. I didn't like it at first, The Witness, but in time I fell in love. Alright, what else could we play? Oh, Mini Metro or Mini Motorways, except those have my real name in them, so we probably can't play those. We need games that don't have leaderboards and real names in them. Let me expand this list here. The Banner Saga. Skyrim. Like, what kind of visual novel games? Maybe I have some of them and haven't tried them yet. Ah, yes, Persona is mostly kind of a visual novel / JRPG. I was right. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I have been craving Persona lately. 4 or 5. I guess 4, mainly, because that was the last one that I got into. But I would have to start it over because I'm stuck. Which would be good for anyone watching here. As long as it doesn't show my real name, which I'm not sure about. What are we looking for here? There's Persona. Enjoy.
What? What the fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm a little out of practice on that voice. Flight control, man. Slime Rancher. Dicey Dungeons. Ooh. Maybe we could watch another YouTube video. I don't know. Firewatch. That's a story-driven game I've been craving and thinking about. This is quite a long list of games, and it's not even the whole list. Not even close. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Batman, the Telltale series. That's a story-driven, kind of visual novel sort of game. Any of the Telltale games, really. I think my body might be trying to tell me something. What could it be? Did we mention Papers, Please before? I think you and I might have talked about it. That is indeed in my library, and I have tried it, but I probably did not get very far. Yeah, you need to go to bed. Or we could play Papers, Please. I bet that would work. I gotta make sure it doesn't show my real name before I play it, I guess. But yeah, I'll try to keep that in mind. That's a good choice. Is it on my short list? My mini list? Papers, Please. It is now on my short list. Neato. There it is. I have not played Papers, Please since April 13th, 2017. Wow. That's almost 5 years ago. What are them big eyeballs supposed to mean, huh? What are you trying to say there, huh? Go to bed? Are you trying to say go to bed? Wow, that's a long time. What was that? That was a weird voice. Wait, that's 5 years ago? It will be in 2 months. Can you believe that? Less than 2 months. That's around the time I first moved into where I'm living now. I feel old already.
You think you feel old? It's been 84 years.
Ukulele and the Impossible Layer. Been wanting to try that. Well, I guess technically I've been wanting to try all these games on my short list. And how many are there? Let's see how many are on the short list. The short list is currently 188 games. Out of how many? 1,700. Please speak with a southern accent this entire stream. You mean like this? This ain't that hard, I guess. I could get used to this. I reckon. I suppose. As long as it don't bother you folks too much. As long as I could stick with it, it might be tricky to stick with a consistent southern accent, you know. I just have to stay focused on it, can't lose sight of it or track of it. Gotta keep talking so it don't disappear on me. Yo hablo un poco español, pero yo mucho prefiero inglés porque mi español es muy malo. Yeah. Gosh, so bad. You love it. Don't you think my voice is sexy? Especially when I wheeze like that. Drink some milk before you sleep? Why? What are you trying to do with me? What you gonna put in my milk, huh? Better not. Okay, I regret my decision. Oh boy. You mean to tell me this milk is ruined? Now what am I gonna do with it? Pour it in the yard, hope it grows my grass. Or do you mean you regret the decision to ask me talking a southern accent? Spoiled milk? New York City? What's gonna happen is some of my viewers are going to find this stream on my channel. They're gonna fall asleep to the first hour and a half and get woken up by the second hour and a half. What do I do? I'm looking at my short list. It is not short. It is too many games. If only sleep were a video game, then I could play it. And possibly even enjoy it. Who knows? Stardew. Hollow Knight? Maybe. Oh, we scared someone off. Not sure who. Nope, that was just YouTube spurging. We didn't scare anyone off yet. Celeste? No, not that one. Hollow Knight, that was it. Stardew Valley, Hollow Knight. And oh, Inside. That one's spooky. Mini motorways, mini metro. Lost our viewership. Why? Why did this happen? What remains of Edith Finch? a story-driven game, it's pretty good. Haven. That's a visual novel. Have you ever heard of Haven? No guacamole bowl. All we have left is a sour cream bowl. Made from the milk that she left us. Haven. That's a good one. I've been wanting to start that game over. Yes. Quite. Well, everybody, unless somebody changes my mind in 5 minutes or so, I think I'm going to go to bed. Ding, 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 ding. What? Oh, Haven? You do know the game Haven? Ah, okay. You're still there. You left and came back. I'm confused. I hurt myself in my confusion.
Ah, okay. As I said, what?
What?
I am confusion. Why is this Kansas and why is this not Arkansas? America, explain!
Drink some milk. Why, though? I don't get it. You gotta heat the milk up. And that helps you relax if it's warm milk. I already had too much milk today. Maybe some turkey for the tryptophan. But I had a lot of turkey today, too. Alrighty, so Stardew Valley, Hollow Knight, Haven, Persona 4. What are we forgetting? Papers, Please. Ah, Turkey. Yes, I remember Turkey. Turkey was my father. Oh. 3 minutes. Hellblade, Sinuous Sacrifice. No thanks. Kingdom. That's a pretty fun game. What else? Banner Saga. Firewatch. Yes, Firewatch. Have you ever read some H.P. Lovecraft books on stream? I have not, but I would love to try. Are they public domain, or would I have to find a copy someplace? Do you know about the game Darkest Dungeon?
Ruin has come to our family.
That's my impression of the narrator of that game.
You remember the formidable house, haunted and imperial?
Oh wow, that's actually not a bad impression. At least inside my head, it doesn't sound bad.
Opulent and imperial.
Oh yeah, that I think I know. That would be a good Lovecraft narration voice, I think. Because they hired the guy because of his Lovecraft audiobooks. Bloodborne 2, nice. Darkest Dungeon dialogue? Oh, I misspelled dialogue. Uh-oh, I was supposed to leave in 60 seconds. Oh well. Ah, here's the script. Cool. Let me try this.
Ruin.
Ah, what's wrong with my voice all of a sudden?
Ruin.
Ruin, it's come to our family.
He doesn't sound like that. That's an interesting voice, though.
Ruin. Oh, what's wrong with my voice?
I need to get rid of this happy-go-lucky music. It doesn't fit the narration at all.
You remember our venerable house?
So, what's wrong with my voice? I'm losing it.
Ruin.
Sounds like an angry neighbor.
Yeah.
Ruin.
Ah, that's a spooky voice.
Ruin has come to our family.
It's a little much. A little too much. I like it. Joker voice from The Dark Knight. You want to know why I use a knife?
Ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor.
I'm not doing this right. It's hurting. It's not supposed to hurt.
Ruin. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury, and yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power.
I'm losing the impression, but it still sounds okay on its own. If you disregard the fact that it's not a good impression of the other guy, it's okay as its own thing, right? Right?
With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth, but we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled, laughing and wailing, through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me.
Meh.
You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Eh.
I wonder what that sounded like. I really do. I'm gonna have to go back and listen. Oh, it looks like I clipped the microphone audio. I'm sorry about your ears, folks. Alright, is there another Lovecraftian script here? Why that voice? The that? I don't know. I don't know. We fear change.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember, there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss we will find our redemption.
Again, I wonder how that sounded. I hope that sounded good. Not as good as the original guy, but it's fun practice.
In those younger years,
Ah,
in those younger years, it's a bit too deep. In those younger years,
I'm losing it. I'm really losing it. Maybe I should just go the complete opposite of that.
In those younger years, my home was a hive of unbridled hedonism, a roiling opiary, where instinct and impulse were indulged in wild abandon.
It's like SpongeBob. Almost. Lovecraftian SpongeBob.
Is this H.P. Lovecraft?
No, this is Patrick. Sounds like a gay, a gay SpongeBob.
in those younger years, my home was a hive of unbridled hedonism, a roiling opiary.
Opiary? Apiary? That's a hard letter to read because of the font they chose. Apiary, I think.
A roiling apiary where instinct and impulse were indulged in wild abandon. A bewitching predator slipped in amidst the swarm of tittering sycophants. Though outwardly though outwardly urbane, I could sense in her a mocking thirst. Driven half mad by cloying vulgarity, I plotted to rid myself of this lurking threat in a grand display of sadistic sport. But as the moment of murder drew nigh, the gibbous moon revealed her inhuman desires in all their stultifying hideousness.
Uh-oh, there's spoilers below. Ah.
I don't think I want to read the spoilers. Ah. But yeah, you get the idea. That's sort of what the Darkest Dungeon narrator is sort of kind of is supposed to almost not quite sound like. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Patrick? Patrick? Patrick?
I understand. Not because I don't want to spoil it for you, but because I don't want to spoil it for myself. Yes, I might play that game for more than 2 hours someday. But anyway, that's a hard voice to do. It does kind of hurt. That's just a sign that I'm doing it wrong. It's 10 minutes past when I said I was going to bed. But that's my fault. And I don't feel tired anymore. Oh, my neck. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Do. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. That's a satisfying sound. The big burps? A few people think so. I'm not sure who. Gas, be gone! In the most Lovecraftian of ways. Gas, be gone. Ah, the neck crack. Gotcha. Fair enough. Street Fighter 6 trailer. What? Cool. Whistling at night brings bad luck. Well, I'm gonna go walk under a ladder, break a mirror, and open an umbrella indoors. Be right back. At least that's what Asians said. I'm also gonna find a black cat to cross the path of. Whoa, a teaser for Street Fighter 6. I have to see this real quick. It just showed up in my YouTube feed. Okay. Alright, not bad. OMG, no! Don't do that. What else can I do to pile on the bad luck? Any ideas? I can keep whistling. Technically, it's morning, but it's dark outside, but it's morning. It's just really early morning. Oh, you watching that trailer now? It's already over. It was short. It was good. It was alright. I watched it on my phone. So it was kind of tiny. Now all we need is Civilization 7 and XCOM 3 and Portal 3 and Team Fortress 3 and Half-Life 3.5 Life. And what else? What am I thinking? I don't know. OMG Portal! Yeah. I'm really excited about the Steam Deck. I missed that game. Me too. I was playing it like a month ago. The cake is a lie. This was a triumph. I'm making a note here. Huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense crying over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done, and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. Ah, man, I think I lost it. Singing along, nice. I'm thinking of the 8-bit big band version. He changes the melody somewhat, and he sounds a lot like Sinatra. But I love it. And threw every piece into a fire. As they burned, it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these points of data make a beautiful line. When we're out of beta, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned. Think of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive. Ah, shit, I lost it. Ah, I'm gonna go to the piano. Hopefully you can hear the piano. Oops, that mic shuffling might have been loud. My bad. Where does it go? Anyway, kinda off. Yeah, I lost the tonic key there. That's what keeps happening. Both times I got to the chorus. As they burned, it hurt because I was so happy for you. Now these points of data make a beautiful line. When we're out of beta, we're releasing on time. So I'm glad I got burned. Think of all the things we learned for the people who are still alive. That was better. That was a little better. I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me and tore me to pieces. Wait, we already did that part. I got the song all out of order. I really wonder if your neighbor is okay with that piano in the middle of the night. Well, thankfully, I live in a house, and the roommate that used to live in the room next door no longer lives there, so I'm not that worried about it. It would have to be really loud to disturb the roommates across the entire house. What else could we sing? That's kind of a confusing song in a couple of parts. Oh, the Pokemon theme. That's a fun one. Baba Yetu from Civilization 4. Smash Brothers Brawl main theme. Huh. I don't know. Zelda stuff. Oh, thank you, Leslie, by the way, for the... Much appreciated. They love me. They really love me. Ah, okay, I understand. Is there a delay? There might be a delay in the stream. Wow. That's my internet for you, I reckon. Video game songs. Oh. Or like the Halo theme or something. I was going to do Zelda's Lullaby. That's what that was about to be. But let's do the Halo theme. Yeah, squeaky chair. That's what the Halo theme was missing. Needed some of that squeaky chair action to make it really epic. Not to besmirch your work, Mr. McDonald, but you needed a squeaky chair in there, man. Come on. Oh, ba 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 ba. What else? Dishonored soundtrack. I am not familiar with it, but I'm sure it's good. I played a tiny bit of Dishonored. Didn't get more than a couple of hours in. Okay. Okay. I wish that some way, somehow, that I could save every one of us. But the truth is that I'm only one man. Even if maybe if I keep believing, my dreams will come to life. There's gonna be a Portal 3? No, that was wishful thinking. I wish. That would be so cool. La la la. What should we sing? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. I know. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, na 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 Detroit Become Hummus. I mean human. It's on my PlayStation, but I have not tried it yet. I'm a fan of the actor Clancy Brown. He's in that game. I have not listened to the music. Speaking of that game studio, though, I forget their name. Quantic Dream, right? Quantum Break is a game. Quantic Dream is the studio that made Detroit Become Human. Right. Speaking of them, they made Fahrenheit, Indigo Prophecy. They made Heavy Rain. They made Beyond Two Souls. But, yeah, Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain was a gorgeous soundtrack. Yeah. That composer passed away, though. Final Fantasy music? Or Aerith's theme, maybe? Or Celeste's theme? Oh, haven't done that in a while. Oh, mom. Yeah. Oh. Sephiroth, that'd be a hard one to perform solo. Oh, Maria, far away now, will I ever see your smile as night turns to day and day here to stay? I'm down, down on my knees here. Kingdom Hearts instead. Nice, I've been playing that for my first time recently. It's pretty good so far. Well, gotta go. Oh, man. Thanks for hanging out. It was fun. Bye for now. Talk to you later. See you around. But in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and good luck, and sweetest dreaming, whether wake or sleep, nighty night. Kingdom Hearts music. I like Dearly Beloved a lot. Na 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 na. Yes! Yes! See you again soon, I hope. So simple and clean is the way that you're making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go. Oh, that was Good Night to Guacamole Bowl. I'm not leaving quite yet. Unfortunately for you. Any song suggestions, Leslie? I like to harmonize with certain things. I was harmonizing with James Young's Moondust the other day. I like to harmonize with Bohemian Rhapsody, Freddie Mercury. I like to harmonize with a pillow by snoring. Not really. I don't snore, I don't think. I don't know. Oh, shucks. Near, far, wherever you are. I don't know. Whenever I I feel like I'm inadequate, I start making a joke out of it instead of making it seem like I'm trying to sing. Does it work? Who knows? Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you could use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. The hot dogs go on. Wherever you are, I believe that the hot dogs go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the hot dogs go on and on. That's like when my friends in high school and I, we would sing Dragon Roost Island from Zelda the Wind Waker, but we'd make our own lyrics up, and it would go something like, what key was that in? G minor, but I can't think of like the concert pitch for that. Let me think. Da bum 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 bum. So, yep, there we go. That's a B flat in the key of G minor. Oh, Sunny D and rum. Oh, I can't get enough of Sunny D and rum. Oh, Sunny D and rum. Oh, bum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum. Oh, Sunny D and rum. Oh, it sounds like a pirate song. Maybe because it is. Oh, I can't get enough of Sunny D and rum. Oh, Sunny D and rum. What's another one? Another one bites the dust. Don't bump bump. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Ooh, that's a fun song to sing along. Mom said, wait for the moment. Gone home, went to bed, while the other kids are still outside. I don't feel time when I sleep, so I snuggle up with my sheet and wait for a brighter day. I play football tomorrow with only my best friends, people I like but I don't love. I'm not allowed. I wonder if Sharon will see me, but I play cool, 'cause cool is what you have to do. It's hard to make your point when you're living so long. Oh, that's a hard song, but it's fun. I like that first part though. Mom said, wait for the moment. That's a little too low. It's just hard to match Antoine's high register. Mom said wait. Mom said wait for the moment. Gone home, went to bed, while the other kids are still outside. I don't feel tired when I sleep, so I snuggle up with my sheet and wait for a brighter day. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm trying to. I'm not that happy with my singing, but as long as somebody is, guess it's worth it. I play football tomorrow with only my best friends. People I like, but I don't love. I'm not allowed. I wonder if Sharon... Need more songs. I need to, like, get my repertoire down, you know? Because the other day, somewhere in the real world, I had an opportunity to, like, sing for someone, and I was like, what the fuck do I sing? So, I gotta, like, practice enough that I like how I sound, and then I can actually sing more often. I used to do that version of Celeste's theme I started on earlier. I don't think I finished it. But you gotta be really operatic with that one. It's like, oh Maria, far away now, will I ever see your smile? As night turns to day, and day here to stay, I'm down on my knees here. I'm the darkness, you're the starlight, and I'm burning up in here. I die every day while you are away. I don't wanna feel their rivalry. Meh. I've had better. What's a good one? Aerith's theme, maybe? Oh, shucks. Thank you. Trying to remember Aerith's theme. Aerith's theme's like, I've got one for you. See if it's on my hard drive here. Where could it be? Audacity? Yes! Oh, it's so quiet. Alright. Well, check this out. This is me with a bunch of layers and a bunch of reverb. gonna turn the volume up. Hopefully it's not startling. And, well, that might be too loud. Bravo! Aw, thank you. Okay, let's see. Check this out. Vin, FYI. What? Mera, what are you saying? Is that loud enough? Want to hear it again? I should finish that. Maybe someday. Right. I have adjusted the volumes back down to their regularly scheduled levels. Oh, shucks. That was not an original piece, though. That was just an arrangement of Legend from the soundtrack to my favorite video game, Fez. Yeah. Basically, to oversimplify it, it's about God. Not Fez, the song, Legend. It's about God. But yeah. I hope it captures that feeling. I think it does. Anyway, I am at a loss. Maybe I should acknowledge the signals that my body is trying to send me and attempt sleep. Just maybe. Possibly. Potentially. But I don't want to go to bed. Oh, man. My alarm clock goes off in 10 hours. Nothing wrong with waking up early, though. Well, 60 seconds. I'll give myself 60 more seconds. For real this time. It's been fun hanging out, Leslie. I am glad you enjoyed. I hope I haven't ruined your rest too much by being so exuberant and excitable in the last hour or so. What time is it where you are? It is currently 1:42 a.m. and 10 seconds. 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, 45 seconds until I go to bed. No, wait, that's not right. 23 seconds until this YouTube stream hits 160 minutes. That seems like a good round number. I think 60 seconds is not long enough. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yes, I was saying thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. It's been fun. I hope it's been fun. I think it's been fun. I know it's been fun. Oh. But yeah, we'll do this again sometimes, hopefully soon. I know I always say that. But yeah, hopefully soon. I will communicate in comments on this video regarding the timing and topics of my next stream for anyone who would like to contribute. It is a pleasure. Oui, oui. Yeah. All right. Well, if you made it this far into the stream, thank you very much as always for tuning in. I hope to see you again. But in case I don't see you, bye for now. Talk to you later. See you around. But in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And good luck. And sweetest dreaming, whether wake or sleep. Nighty-night.